Alright guys, so we finally got our trailer for Star Wars The Acolyte, which I sometimes forgot was coming out. Like, anytime I heard, like, new, I heard anything about, like, Star Wars The Acolyte, I was like, oh, right! That's coming out! I forgot, like, even when the like, they said, like, they revealed the poster, I was like, oh! I forgot! Cool. So we got our first trailer, and look, guys, I'm sure people in the like doing reaction videos are like diehard Star Wars fans, like Kyle Katarn and all of those channels are like, oh my god, it's that character. But I'm gonna be real with you. I have read jack all about the High Republic. I have read nothing, books, comics, anything. And here's the reason why I'm not reading it is because it's so fucking massive. Already in a massive universe of Star Wars. So I was like, yeah, the High Republic era, you know, comics and novels and short stories and, you know, audio dramas and other things. And I'm like, that's a lot to keep track of in an already big Star Wars universe. So I know nothing about this, about the High Republic era. All I know is the Acolyte is supposed to be the end of the High Republic era before we move on to something else. So, yeah. So the story looks, so the story looks like that this is the unofficial return of the Sith, because initially, yeah, the Sith, well, then again, I take that back. The Sith haven't been, they've even said, like, the Sith haven't been seen in 10,000 years, but this is supposed to be set, like, 900, like, I think 1,000 years before the events of Episode 1. So obviously, like, the Sith are going to hide themselves away after this, but someone is, like, killing off Jedi, and it is a Sith. Like, it is now, whether it is a Sith apprentice or a Sith master, we don't know. It's probably going to be the apprentice, because it is called the Acolyte. So the question is, like, when are we going to see the Sith master? Because we're following the apprentice. And I'm curious of how much lore they're going to, like, put into this. Like, I'm very curious to see, like, how much lore is going to be put into this storyline, and how much are they going to reference the Old Republic. Because I guarantee you, everyone's going to blow a collective load if they even show, like, a Sith holocron. Not a Wayfinder, a Sith holocron, and that thing shows, like, Bane. Even if they name drop Bane, everyone's going to be like, "Whoa!" That's not how it, I don't know what that was, but fuck, that was dumb. But it's just going to be load blowing. If someone says, like, Bane or God help us Revan, yeah, that's just going to make everyone go lose their shit. And God help us all if we see, like, a hollow hollow image of those, either of those two, or like a Sith vision. Oh my god, I think there'd be a collective fan-induced heart attack if that was the case. But I digress. So the story does look very much like a darker tone, as opposed to a lot of the Star Wars shows, which have had, like, this, you know, fun energy to them. This feels like it's like, no. Those happy times you had if you were a High Republic fan, yeah, no, those times are over. That era has passed. We are now entering a new era of darkness, and you are going to be dragged along with it. So it is kind of cool that they do treat the Sith like... And that's what I really like about this, is that the High Republic... All I know is that it's an era of, like, the golden age of the Jedi, where, like, the Jedi were, like, at the top of their power. There's really nothing... Like, there was the Nihil, who were, like, space Vikings. And that's all I really know. That was only the real enemy to them. And maybe a few problems here and there. But the Jedi have lived in an era where... they've never had to encounter the Sith War. They've never, like, it's all legends to them. Like, it's all an era that is so foreign to them, of an era where the Jedi were at war with the Sith, and they've been believed to be extinct. So, the idea of that, of, like, these Jedi who think they're invincible, dealing with a new, basically a predator to them, like a legit, like, something that can rival their power, is a pretty neat idea. And I know what you're thinking, but that's just the prequel trilogy where the Jedi got at their high point, and then the Sith seeped in and destroyed everything. Have you ever heard the phrase, history repeats itself? Yeah. It's kind of what's going on here. I know someone's going to be like, oh, they're just repeating the prequels. No, it's called history repeats itself. Anyway, so I've heard somewhere, and I don't know if this is true or not, but I've read somewhere that, like, this is supposed to also explain how the Sith infiltrated the Republic, which would be really cool. Like, I kind of like the idea of a political thriller. Although, I don't think it's going to beat out how well, how it played a political game and a dark side story like the Darth Plagueis novel. There's no way it could beat that. But then again, it's James Luceno, so you can't really top that. Oh, that's my favorite. If anyone's wondering, the Darth Plagueis book is my favorite Star Wars novel. So it is kind of it's kind of a hard thing to follow. And I would not be shocked if they did take a little page out of the Plagueis novel and not like bring in Plagueis. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is like kind of play those kind of like if this is, and again, if this is true, that this is going to explain the like the Republic getting the start of the influence of the dark side in the Republic, then they're probably going to take a little page out of Plagueis and kind of finagle that in there of like the political intrigue and whatnot. Because again, like I said, history has this tendency to repeat every so often, and that includes the Star Wars universe. But yeah, I kind of dig it, but again, like, I'm going to be lost because this is an era of Star Wars that I am very unfamiliar with, so I'm not going to be like, oh my god, it's that character, or oh my god, it's her, or oh my god, it's them, or that guy. So I know, I know it's going to be a weird era for me, but like, it's kind of exciting too, because I don't know jack shit of what's going on. I just came here to see some Sith killing their way through people. And I think that might be, but at the same time, I think that might be a detriment to this show, because, like, they did say, like, the High Republic is, like, you have to have some knowledge of the High Republic. Well, here's the problem. Much like with some show, like, some of the stuff with the Star Wars TV shows, is that not everyone has read everything. So, little references or characters showing up, like, a lot of people were like, who the fuck is Black Chrysanthemum? It was cool for me, because I love that. I love the Darth Vader comics and the Afra books. But no one knew who that was when it was a big deal. So so now it's like the shoe on the other foot, because like I said, the High Republic was such a massive thing in already a massive universe and timelines. But yeah. But I'm still excited. It's Star Wars. Yay. So, we'll see what happens in June. But you guys tell me in the comments below, what did you guys think of, the first trailer for Star Wars The Acolyte? Did you guys like it, hate it? Actually, I want to ask you, to anyone out there who's read anything with the High Republic, what do you guys think of it? What did you, do you guys like it? And also, Am I right? Is it a little too big, or is it something else? And maybe when these characters show up in the show, I mean, when we saw in the trailer, I'm sure, like, can someone explain to me some of them? It is cool to see a Wookiee Jedi on live screen, because that was a big thing in Dark Horse and a few books here and there. But it's really cool to see a Wookiee Jedi. Sorry about that. Anyway, so yeah, it's really cool to see a Wookiee Jedi in live action. It's really fun. But yeah, so I'm very curious to any High Republic fans out there. You guys excited for this? Because I'm sure you guys probably appreciate this more than I am. But yeah, so I'm just in it for the dark side stuff, because it's nice to see an actual, like, villain-centric thing get its own show, and maybe this can give some credence to, like, the like everyone talking about, like, some more Sith stuff, Sith-centric stuff in more Star Wars stuff with them, and more focused. And maybe if this does well, this is my little tin hat theory, if the Acolyte gets enough good reception, maybe they'll do the Old Republic, or something of that degree. I don't know. And that's just me talking crazy. But anyway, once again, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time. multiverse.